The purpose of today's talk is a brief introduction about reference and citations and how to properly quote a paper in scholarly publication. A lot of people don't know about this, so today we will be focusing on three major types of reference methods that people usually use, and I'll be elaborating how you can do in-text citations, bibliographic citations, and how you can properly cite a research paper. So moving on with the first section of our talk today. The learning objective of this presentation are understanding different reference types, what are bibliographic citations, and how you can cite a journal article, books, websites, social media sites, and how you can use in-text citations. So the first question that comes to mind is why referencing is important. Referencing allows you to acknowledge the contribution of other writers and researchers in your work. Referencing is a way to give credit to the writers from whom you have borrowed words and ideas. By citing the work of a particular scholar, you acknowledge and respect the intellectual property rights of that researcher. Referencing is a way to provide evidence to support the assertions and claims in your own research paper. By citing experts in your field, you are showing your marker that you are aware of the field in which you are operating and thus establishing yourself as an expert in that field. So there are a few golden rules of citation. The referencing should always be accurate, allowing your readers to trace the source of information that you have used. The best way to make sure that your reference is accurate is to keep a record of all the sources you have used when reading and researching for an assignment. I usually write them down in Microsoft Word documents, 1, 2, 3, and then later on I use them. You should properly cite them always, and the source, once you properly cite a source, that enables the reader to access the material you have referenced, and it broadens the knowledge of the reader. You should be consistent in providing the citation. For example, if you are citing a paper, then you should be consistently citing relevant sources and avoid citing irrelevant papers. When you are writing the paper, you should make sure that you save the citations. What you can do, for example, you have written a text that myocardial infarction was seen in 5 patients, and you have cited a paper. So just in the review section in your document, just add a new comment and save that particular citation to be used later on. Or you can create a separate Word file named referencing in which you can save that. There are a lot of common citation formats, but I'll be just elaborating about 5. One is MLA, second is APA, the third one is Chicago, the fourth one is Harvard, and the fifth one is Vancouver. Due to shortage of time today, I'll only be talking about the 3 citation sources that are MLA, APA, and Harvard. APA and Harvard are used by our university, so you should be aware about them. Now, moving on to the MLA citation format. The MLA is an abbreviation for Modern Language Association, and in MLA style, the referencing is referring to the work of others in your text is done using brackets or parenthetical citations. If you are quoting in the common format is author, title of source, title of container, comma, or this is how you are going to do MLA citation: author, full stop, title of source, full stop, title of container, comma, other contributors, comma, version, comma, and then you move on to number, comma, publisher, comma, publication date, and location, full stop. That's the end. So this is basically very technical, so you should be paying particular attention over here, that after author name, after the title, there are full stops, whereas after all these there are commas, and after location there is full stop. So this, you should be very clear about this, and now I'll be going to elaborate more about the MLA citation. As I have already told you that this is basically the MLA format, and this is how you will do. This is the author name, this is the last name, this is the first name. This is how they use in citation. It is separated by comma. As you can see that this is the title of the paper, and the title of the paper is in commas. This is very important. In MLA citation method, you always put the title in commas. So author name, separated by full stop, following title of source, that is in comma, followed by the next portion is the publisher or the container in which it has been published. This is the title of container and this is the publisher, that is in italics, comma separated by comma. You can see here comma. This is the volume of, this is the number of the issue in which it has been published, and this is volume 4, separated by comma, and this is the date, and last but not least comma separated by page numbers. So I hope that we are clear to this point about how you will do MLA citation, because next we will be moving on to an interactive website in which I'll show you how you can generate MLA citation very easily. It takes only 1 to 2 minutes to do MLA citation. It's not that hard. So now moving on to the next section. While doing MLA citation for research articles, while doing MLA citation for research articles, you have to uh, be very sure that your title is in commas. That is the parenthetical citation method, and this is an example of in-text citation that right now it's on your screen. Anwar reported that 3 patients had previous history of syncopal attacks. So now please, this is 639. This is not the citation number. This is actually the page number on which the article was published. Yes, in MLA citation method, we always mention page number at the end. We don't mention the citation number. The citation is usually in alphabetical form, but the page number, the citation that you are mentioning in reference is in alphabetical form. But in your study, in text, you mention the page number here. Instead of mentioning the reference number, this is the page number of the citation. Now I'll show you an other example. Uh, so now this is, excuse me, I'm having 3 patients had a previous history of syncopal attacks. This is an other mention of other method of mentioning the same citation, and this is Anwar 639. The same. This is actually my paper, and I am quoting my paper here. This is Anwar 639, and 639 is the page number of my paper, and Anwar is my surname. So this is my so this is how you mention the publication. Now this is the in-text method, and the next point that I'll be elaborating here is, this is my actual citation, and this is how that you will show it in reference. This is not in-text citation. The first two were in-text, but this is the proper bibliography reference citation. Anwar Ammar, name, last name, comma, first name, comma, at all. These are my colleagues. The same paper will be repeated again and again, so you will understand. But this is the title of the paper, as you can see on your screen, and it is in what you can say that it is in the title of the paper is in quotation marks. Now the next is the publication or the container. This is the professional medical journal, and there should have been commas here, but I forgot to put them. My apologies. This is volume 18, number 4, and this is the year of publication in brackets, and these are the page numbers. As I have already shown you that this is the page number of 639, so the article was published from page 638 to 643, and this is how you mention the MLA in-text citations. So now moving on to the next portion, the how you will cite websites and social media using MLA platform. This is previously these were not allowed, but now with the changing trends, you can cite social media platforms, you can cite YouTube, you can cite even Facebook as well. So first of all, you have to, few general guidelines. You always have to include the URL. You always have to use. You always have to make sure that there are no brackets around it, and use DOIs when possible. In uh, in MLA citations, most of the times when the date is not available for online content, you use ND. But for MLA citations, this is not applicable. So you do not mention the date for online content if no date is available. You do not use ND. You just skip the date. Whereas other such as APA citation, they require you to use the date as well. And So the next thing is an example. This is for an online content. This you can see that Kaiser Sherry L Safe Child Contribution for Children 2008. What is here? The first part, this is the author. This is the title. This is the website that has published it, and this is the publisher. This is the year of publication, and this is the link. That's it. Another example, this is the, in this you can see that there are no authors here, so you will just mention the title, the publisher, date, and the link. This is an example of how you quote a video. This is my actual video that I am showing here. This was aired yesterday. Circuit Rova is my channel name. This is the title of the video. Sample size calculation using OpenAPI calculator, AUPSP Research Initiative Video 3. YouTube, that is in italics, 15 January 2021, and that is the link of the video. So you can cite a lot of things in this, but you have to be very, very clear what you are citing. These references you will use in bibliography section in the main reference documents. This is how you cite Facebook here, and this is an example. But this is for your reference section. If you are citing in text, so you will say that sample size calculation was explained by Sirkat Rova in this video on in 2021. That's it. You will use that as in text citation. Next, this was all about MLA citation. I'll show you how to you can generate the citation. But if you have any questions till now, please raise hand and I'll be happy to answer them. The next part is APA citation. APA stands for American Psychological Association. They have their own sets of convention and standards for written communication. These standards allow ease of communication and between allow for ease of communications between author and readers, and they are similar to the way physicists or mathematics use the universal communication method. APA style is primarily used in academic settings for research papers among university students and faculty. A few journals, very few journals follow the APA style because it is a bit different, but it's worth your while to know it. So now the journal formation for this was APA. The journal formatting for APA follows author name in year in bracket year of publication. This is different from MLA. In APA, the author name is followed by year of publication, then title and subtitle, city of publication, name of publisher, etc. And I'll whereas in MLA, this is what was this. In MLA, there was author name followed by title, but in APA, there is author name followed by year. This is the main difference between MLA. This is one of the differences between MLA and APA. This is how APA you cite the APA papers. This is very, very easy, and this image has been taken from Mendeley. The first thing is author's surname and initials. Surname you will mention surname complete, like my surname is Anwar, so you will say that Anwar, comma A. This is how you will cite. Then date published. The paper that I showed was from 2011, so in bracket you will show 2011, full stop. Title. Title was German Lange and Nelson syndrome, full stop. Location of publisher. Location of publisher means that who publishes, that was the professional medical journal, so you will add professional medical journal, and then you mention here volume, issue, and then the URL. While doing APA citation for research articles for in-text referencing, you mention like this: 3 patients had previous history of syncopal attacks, Anwar et al. 2011. You see that in MLA citation I mentioned page number, whereas in APA citation page number has not been mentioned. I am actually mentioning the year, Anwar et al. 2011. This is how you will use the bibliographic reference. This is very, very easy, and this is how you will actually cite the paper. Anwar A, Shkil A, Ikram MH, and Zaman SM 2011, full stop, 2011, full stop. Jervil Lange and Nelson syndrome in full stop. The Professional Medical Journal, comma 1804, comma 638 to 643, full stop. That's it. This is how you will use the main referencing. For websites and social media, the general guidelines: if you know the author, then mention the author. If not, then use the title, date of publication. If no date, then use ND. In MLA, the ND was not allowed, but in APA, you can use ND if date is missing. Title of web page should be in italics. The publisher, if known, and you should also mention the URL because you are citing an online content. For web page with authors, this is how in-text citation will work. As will ask 2019, this is the in-text citation. By in-text citation, I mean that what you are referencing in your research paper, and this is how you will use the citation in your reference. As well as L 2019 August 14, social media use may harm teens, mental health, blah, etc. This is the website and this is the link. So author surname, author initial, date in brackets, title in italics, and full stop, publisher, full stop. Then you mention just the link. This is for web page. And for social media, this is how you will mention social media content. This is my YouTube video from yesterday. The one thing that is important is that you do not mention you can skip the social media platform if you want to. I have mentioned it here, but APA allows you to skip the social media platform. So this is how you will see it. Title, sorry, name, date in brackets, the title of the video in italics, and here I have mentioned, since this is a video, so I have mentioned video in brackets here. This is very important. If you were quoting a blog post, then you will mention blog post. If you were quoting anything else, you will you will quoting Facebook post, you will mention Facebook post there. And then there is another thing, that is the link. You have always mention the link if you are citing online content. Harvard citation style is the type of citation style that is used by the University of Health Sciences. This is very, very important, and you should be aware of this, how to use it. And so now I'll be moving on to the Harvard citation style. If anyone has any questions till now, please do ask. If not, then we can, I'll love to answer them. The Harvard citation is a little bit different from the previously discussed. In this, you mentioned the last name and first initial, the year published in brackets, title, city, publisher, pages. Harvard is like APA, but it differs in a few details, because in APA, you were in APA, you were using, you can see that this is a lot, these are a lot same, but there are a few differences for in-text citations and for bibliographic citations. I'll elaborate them as we move on. And now, the in-text citation, here you can see that the life was beautiful, author and year. This is very, very easy. Reference list, and in your reference list, here you will citing a book with one author. There are different things that you can do, and this is how you will proceed. Since APA and Harvard are so much similar, so I was just focusing on one thing. And if you have one author, then you will mention last name, first initial, year published, title, edition. If you are citing first edition, then no need to mention edition, only include the edition if it is not the first edition. City published, publisher, page, book, ISSN number, that is with publisher. And citing a book with two authors, this is how you will cite a book with two authors: last name, first initial, full stop, last name, first initial, full stop, and the rest is the same, like this. Dekisan S and Ramesh G, year, and that is the book title. This is the year, place of publication, and this is the page that you are citing. If you are citing a chapter, then this is how you will do. The rest is the same, but you have, after this point, you have to mention the book edition, book title, city, publisher, page, and this is how my girl Kelly in this. This is how you cite the chapter title. After the chapter title, you cite the first initial and last name. And this is very, very simple. Once again, I'll explain this point. While citing a chapter in the book, go with last name, first initial, that is that author, and year published, then the chapter title. This is the chapter title, and the dogs that we loved. In Al Matheson and edition, if you are Al Matheson ed, and the book title and the edition, city, publisher, etc. So always you can, the citing a chapter in a book is a bit different, and you have to follow these guidelines while doing this. For print or journal articles, this is how you will cite: last name, comma, first initial for all authors. Each author should be separated by a full stop. Year of publication, article title, journal, volume, issues, pages, and after that you have to mention the DOI number, because DOI is the permanent identifier. This is how you will mention. This is with simple author Ross and 2015 on truth concept and false consciousness in aesthetic theory. This is the journal, comma, volume, issue. Issue is in brackets, comma, and these are pages number. After that, you mention the DOI number. When you cite a website, this is how you do it. Last name, first initial, these are the author or author of website, year published, page title, and this is how you will mention it. Messer L 2015. While citing a website, you have to mention the date of access. This is very, very important. Harvard citation requires this, Vancouver requires this, in APA, there is APA also requires this. And in fact, I'll recommend that while citing research, any online research article, do mention date of access. So this is basically a Harvard citation breakdown, and this is taken from Mendeley. This is the title, year of transmission or year of publication, title of TV show. This is from Image Mendeley, as I can show title of the journal which has published. Sorry, title of the paper, and excuse me, I'm a bit confused here. The first thing that you have to do, first of all, you have to mention here, just consider that this image is research article. So first, what you will do here, these are the things that so here what you will do author, surname, comma, initial, full stop, author to surname, comma, initial, full stop. So, and after that, this is how, after that, this will follow the title of, after that, you have to put the year of publication. This is the year. You can also input month and date, year, full stop. Then you have to input the title should be in italics, and TITLE, this should be in italics, and I'm sorry, I can't italicize here. Separated by journal, separated by volume, issue, comma, page, full stop, DOI. That's how you cite it. And the citation is very, very easy. It is not that difficult. So this was just to give you a brief overline or brief outline of different citation styles. And yes, now there's one thing that we should, how we will be able to uh, get from where we can generate citations. This, all the new citations, new search engines have got citation generator in them. Google Scholar, Microsoft Academic, ResearchGate, they give you option to generate citations. So just to give you an example, this is how we will generate citations. And I hope that you can see this on your screens right now. If not, then let me share the screen. Yes, now you will be able to see. This is how you make a citation. Go to Google Scholar or Microsoft Academic or any search engine. This is very, very easy to do. Go to Google Scholar and type here Amar Anwar, and I just see that this is one of my papers. And sorry, if you want to cite it, just click here. Just click here, and these are the 5 citation formats that you have come across: the MLA, the APA, the Chicago, the Harvard, and the Vancouver. And after that, you can get the DOI number from the journal website and just mention it. So this is very, very easy. If you have any questions or any queries, please do ask, and I would love to answer them.